Okay, here's my experiment to make apple cider caramel. We'll see how it goes. Now, I've looked up a recipe for brown sugar caramel. So I'm treating my apple cider, freeze-dried apple cider, as brown sugar. So what it calls for, the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick. Okay. 1 cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to use 1 cup of freeze-dried apple cider instead of the brown sugar. And 1/3 cup of whipping cream. I got heavy whipping cream. So 1/3 cup right there. We'll see what happens. We're going to cook that on medium heat. So I did go read the recipe again, and I was supposed to melt that butter first, but we should get away with this, I think. I'll just keep it moving until that butter melts. Now, what the directions say for the recipe is put 1/2 cup butter, melt 1/2 cup butter in your saucepan. Obviously heat on medium heat until it's melted. Then add your brown sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, and 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream, and bring it to a boil, whisking constantly. And then we're going to boil it for 3 minutes. It says no longer than 3 minutes. So we'll get this up to boiling, and then I'll start my timer and we'll boil it for 3 minutes. And no more. And that was brown sugar it called for, and instead of using the brown sugar, I put 1 cup of my freeze-dried apple cider. And hopefully we'll get that nice apple flavor. So we'll speed this up on fast motion with a little bit of music. And once it's boiled for 3 minutes, I'll be back. Okay, we're coming up on it. It has started to turn a nice brown color for caramelization, so I think we're going to have a success here. It stopped. Okay, that's my 3 minutes. Turn the heat off. And now it says to let it sit to cool to room temperature. I'm just going to stir it for a second, a little bit more. There you go. We'll let that cool down, and I'll see you when it cools down. Okay, I'm super happy with this. It's really turned into a nice caramel. This is still warm, very warm actually. But I want to go ahead and jar this up. But look at that. Look at the texture of that. a beautiful caramel sauce. But I'm going to put this in the jar before it gets too cool and I can't pour it. Alright. Check that out. See that drip on there? That caramel drip. Oh my gosh, this is good. It's got a really tart apple flavor with caramel. That worked out perfectly. Now, I can imagine that drizzled over pancakes. Put it on some ice cream. Oh my gosh, that'd be good. But what I'm going to do is, my plan is to fill chocolate with that. Now, my next video will be filling the chocolate with caramel applesauce. And it should be coming up soon, but I've never molded chocolates. I got the molds. I've watched a lot of videos. I think I can do it. And I will do it eventually. But hopefully I'll get that done tomorrow. I'm going to do a first attempt tomorrow when this gets totally down to room temperature, because we don't want to put warm stuff in our chocolate. But my gosh, look at that. That is so delicious. You get that tart flavor and the sweet flavor of caramel. That is so good. I'm going to call that an invention by John and Bibbs, using freeze-dried apple cider. Make sure, if you're watching this video and you haven't watched how I freeze-dried the apple cider, make sure you watch that video, because there is a trick to it. If you don't use silicone mat, you're going to hate me. So please watch the video, if nothing else, to see how I freeze-dried it on the silicone mats. It does expand, and I show that in the video, but I didn't get too much of a mess in my freeze dryer. And I don't know, it might be dependent on the variation of cider that you buy, how much sugar's in it or whatever. Mine was 100% pure, but even apples have different amounts of sugar. So watch that video and see how I freeze-dried and made my apple cider sugar, I guess you'd call it, really. That's what I'm going to call it. And then you know how to make the caramel, because you've watched this video. Thanks. I just wanted to do a very quick update, and I'll edit this into the video. This is gone to room temperature, and it has set up, and it's pretty thick. See that? Which is going to be perfect for me for what my purposes of making this, which is to fill chocolate. But if you wanted to make that a little bit thinner, I'm thinking instead of a third of a cup of heavy whipping cream, maybe add a half a cup and see if that would thin it out a little bit. I mean, I'm happy with that. Or you could just have it like this, and then if you wanted to pour it over pancakes or ice cream or something, just scoop what you want out and pop it in the microwave for a few seconds and warm it up just a little bit. Wouldn't take a lot, but I'm happy with that consistency, because I think I can pipe that into my chocolate real nicely. And let me tell you, the taste on this is absolutely gorgeous. I can just imagine that with chocolate wrapped around it. Oh my gosh. Very tart apple flavor with caramel. Well, just wanted to update you on that before I post the video. So I'll edit this in, and we'll see you on the next one.